Hello? Hey everyone. We have AND4H and Leslie Pro in this round one of the Ancient Cave 2023 tournament. I am Slug. I will be joined by Ori in just a little bit. He's running a little late, but that's okay. He'll be here soon enough. So for now, y'all are stuck with me. Haha, just kidding. So the tournament flags for this one is no Jeff. Other than that, it's just your plain old Ancient Cave. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get this race started. So here we go. All right, should be getting off to the start right now. No Jeff, yeah, so that means, oh, also, by the way, if anyone can tell me, does everything sound okay? Is it low? Am I too loud? Like, if you can just let me know how everything sounds. That would be fabulous. Okay, it looks like Andy has yet to start. We might have a false start here. Okay, how's that? Well, Andy has, let me see what's going on. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, there we go. There we go. Shush, Pete! Yeah, compared to always. Just throwing shade. I don't know what happened, Azur. I'm not sure what that was about. That kind of caught me off guard, but we'll see what happens. I don't know why there was a late start, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. It might have been some sort of lag. Don't know. Anyways, so first floor of the cave, usually, you know, you're looking for a bit of levels. Maybe, you know, I start checking gift boxes towards like where I feel like I'm getting toward the end of the level. Because a lot of the first gift boxes are things like stinky socks and yeah, Azur, I'm not sure. We'll go by race time GG. So they were both ready and I pushed start, so I don't know. About a 30-second difference between them. But as I was saying, like a lot of the first gift boxes you find on floor 1 are going to be like a pair of dirty socks and an insignificant item and a baseball cap. And really, you know, you're going to be getting levels from fighting things and they kind of are a little bit irrelevant. But toward the end of the level, you'll start finding better stuff. It's one of the big parts of Ancient Cave is the gift boxes. So you can find a lot of cool stuff, which makes it so much fun. And the rando is you get items that, yeah, exactly, things you're going to throw away instantly. So like almost not even worth your time checking. And looks like Leslie has found the first sanctuary spot. But what's fun about randos is that you get things like, oh, this Everdreezy! Yeah! See, oh, he's using the socks! Okay, I also checked the race room and nothing was being said. So Leslie is gonna advance. Oh, and Andy has found it as well, catching right back up, even with the false start? I don't know. Yeah. Well, Leslie was talking about the socks last night. But what's fun about this is that you get things like the Gutsy Bat and star pendants without having to grind for them. And you're going to be finding items like that up on the higher levels of the floor. So that's where things start to get interesting. You can also find key items within gift boxes in Ancient Cave, and those are going to be used for what we call skips. Oh, is this a Christmas song? I personally love the Christmas songs, so whatever. But you can find, like, say you find the signed banana or the backstage pass, the jar of fly honey, things like that are going to be considered skips. What is also considered skips are going to be any of the monkey cave rooms. And that's kind of what you're looking for on these lower levels. You're going to want to find the skips to kind of get you higher. And then, you know, depending on where you end up, you kind of just go from, oh my God. I'm so sorry. My dog just fell out of a chair. Oh. Anyway, so you're looking for those items to get to higher floors so that you can find some really good gear. And a lot of times, oh, she's okay. She's fine, I think. She's going to her strawberry. I have this little, like, strawberry bed. It's, like, in the shape of a strawberry. And she's in there now. Sorry. She's fine, I promise. It probably sounded worse than it was. It was actually kind of funny. But anyway. And then once you get to a level where you can kind of like grind a bit, you'll start getting those levels you need, which are going to end up giving you the end game PSI techniques that you're going to need to be able to fake, I guess. Until then, it's just a lot of wandering through doors. It sounded like I know. Oh, I feel so bad. Okay, Andy defeating that hieroglyph copy, getting some big levels from that. It's going to be very helpful. So since we don't have Jeff, items like the bazooka, the heavy bazooka, big bottle rockets, multi-bottle rockets, things like that, not going to come into play. Something else that Leslie actually pointed out last night was if you find the ruler monkey, you don't automatically just have that ruler in your inventory. So a lot of different things to think about. I think the main point being you don't get those heavy offensive items to smash through enemies and bosses. Leslie also getting a nice level up. And let us just, you know, enjoy this beautiful Christmas music. Oh no, and a red swirl. Ooh, and a toy air gun that you can't use. The final bug. I've been reduced to the final bug. Okay, I think that fixed it. There was like a weird... There still is this bothering me. There. Okay. Sorry, I can be a real perfectionist sometimes. Sometimes all the time. Don't remind me, I actually had an ice cream truck come by earlier this month blaring an acoustic version of I think Santa Claus is coming to town. They're like, whatever. Come get your ice cream. Oh man, I live in an apartment complex. So I never get to like... Ice cream trucks don't come into apartment complexes, you know? It's kind of a bummer because I really love those like Tweety Bird, or the last one I got was like a Sonic. Like, you know, those like really... I don't know how to describe them. They taste like an ice cream cloud. But they're delicious. So I think both of the fellows are still on floor 2. Sometimes these floors can be really large. But you are probably going to see Andy talking to the hint guy over here. Yes, the ones with bubblegum eyes. Yeah. And to see, so any hint man that you can find, he's going to tell you what floor you're on. And also all of the bosses. Oh, okay, so Andy just found the second sink. They're gonna tell you all of the bosses on each floor. So say there's something like, oh, I don't know, something that starts with a D and ends with an R on floor 8. Definitely gonna be incentive to try and find a skip to 9. Especially without Jeff in the party. It is doable. We've seen it be done. And I think Leslie is right on Andy's tail. And it's just a little complacent vomit. The vomit has given up. They're fine. Just kind of there. Oh, whatever. I'm a vomit. Right, Leslie throwing some farts at those shrooms. Thought you'd mentioned last time skips only go to floor 8 and you have to get to 9. Oh, right. So if you're on floor 8, you're not going to find any skips that are going to go to 9. I'm pretty sure. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure if you skip to floor 8, like, you can find a skip on, say, floor 7 to 9. Because they go anywhere from 2 to 6 floors up. So it's not going to take you one more floor up if you're already on 8. Which means you are going to have to complete floor 8, basically. If that makes sense. I say that is because I don't know if I'm making sense. 2 to 5 floors. Yeah. Hey, Rizu. How are you?
Yay, now I know what's happening.
Oh my god. Hey, Ari. Hi. Can y'all hear Ari?
I hope they can hear me.
I'm pretty sure I fixed my output issues from last night.
It's all good.
Okay. So Azur was asking about floor skips, and because I was saying last night that if you're on floor 8, you're not going to find a skip to 9. Is that correct?
Yeah, okay. Skips will only go somewhere between 2 and 5 floors. They'll never go just one floor.
Okay. All right, and Leslie has just found the second floor boss as well, which is a complacent vomit. How you doing, Ari?
I'm doing good. I just got home from work.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining in right after you get home from work. I appreciate it.
It's no problem. Where are we at with this seed? I see we're on floor 3 to floor 2. Stats look okay this seed. That's always nice.
Yeah, it hasn't been too mean so far. The floors haven't been huge. Andy's about to get hit. Oh, he chose not to get the free $50. Free 50. And so far the fellas are pretty close. There was like a weird 30-second delay on AND4's side. I always call him Andy because that's his name, but I know there's Andy Perfect, so I don't want to like confuse anyone.
Yeah.
Too many Andys.
It's all
right. So I don't know what that was about, but it'll be the RT, time. So, all right, and it looks like Leslie has made it through his third as well. So I don't think they found any skips yet.
Have we seen a hint man? Do we know what the future holds, or is this going to be a surprise?
So there, AND4 was on, he was in Summers, but he didn't check the hint man, so we don't know. I did raise Ari a bet. Is that better? Ari, can you tell us how your day was?
No. It was okay. I'm just working on designs. It's very exciting, I swear.
Oh. Before you got...
Definitely not just staring at a computer for 8 hours at an office.
Yeah. Before you got here, my dog was sitting on a chair next to me, and she tried to, like, ruffle a pillow up to, like, sit on it, but instead she ended up just, like, falling off the chair. And it made this huge crash. Oh, God. She's fine.
Right now I've got a lizard staring at me. I have a cat wondering why she's not being pet. And then another cat who's probably still sleeping in the other room.
So yeah, so far I still don't think we've seen any skips, nor have we seen any key item gets either.
That's kind of interesting. Usually you see at least a few
one.
by this point.
Yeah.
Here's one. No wet towel, though. Yeah, like these big door hubs, that's usually like the jackpot to try to find a skip. Tucson, usually you can find at least one. Ooh, here we go.
Oh, that was Shroom and Nightmare is all I saw.
Yeah, everybody else wasn't too scary.
Yeah.
Nightmare on 7 and... Or no, Shroom on 7 and Nightmare on 8.
Yeah. What a nice non-stick fry pan for Paula. So how do you think one should play these non-Jeff seeds? Just rely on super bombs and offense items, or what?
Well, I don't like Jeff to begin with, so my answer would be play like I always do. No, just kidding. Except about the don't like Jeff part, I don't. But yeah, it is a little more difficult. There is a slight plus. Your party length is physically shorter on the screen, so it's easier to get like green swirls and running around enemies entirely. So you have that advantage. Otherwise, you have a lot of PSI, so as long as the kids have high IQ, you can just kind of spam those. If they don't, then you're kind of stuck looking for good items.
Yeah, definitely. The good news is you start to find really good items the higher you go.
That is my favorite strat, my recommended strat for going fast. Try to skip into a deep floor, try to find an enemy that you can defeat, defeat it to get XP, and then scrounge around for good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Personally, if I have like a good, rockin' at least beta or like fire beta, I'll go for Fobby packs. They can be a little risky, but they give so much experience,
Usually they give a bunch of experience. Sometimes the rando is mean and they give way less experience, or their health gets scaled way up. That's the worst.
All right, so Andy...
You go fight them. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying Andy got the wet towel and is now about to skip. So what floor do we think he's going to?
Let's see. I don't have audio on, so I don't get the free music clue.
It's just like some very... Oh, we did have a Christmas song earlier.
You're welcome.
I know.
I knew this would happen when I submitted them.
I love them. Okay, it sounds kind of like... and I think we were seeing a cop. Was that a cop? Yeah, so it's Blue Strong. 6. Azur's guessing 6. So that... You find those guys in summers. So I think 5 or 6 is a pretty good guess. What do you think?
I think 6 is a solid guess.
All right, we're going to go for 6 for now.
Does anyone know this music? Oh, which music you got up?
Here, hang on.
Is it Andy's or Leslie's?
I have Andy's app.
Okay.
Ooh, and a red swirl.
Oh, it's Lower Meridia.
Okay.
It's just real quiet. It's intentionally real quiet because it's real quiet in Super Metroid.
Alright, Leslie is in a bit of a mean fight here. Gonna try and run away. Oh, he gets away. He did pick up a ruler. But taking a lot of damage with that fight. In a bit of a bind. Gonna want to find some heals.
Solo Paula, that's scary. Is it actually Paula? I missed if the sprites are randomized.
I think, I don't know. Ooh, and 2 records. Oh gosh. Oh.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's gonna pray. Oh no.
Yeah, praise. Yeah, praise pretty much it.
Okay, and now Andy. So Leslie is also on floor 6 then, or was. Is.
Oh, there we go. Andy's got
nice.
one of the... Oh, I'm sorry. I've gotten myself ahead. Spoilers. But Andy's found a decent foothold on floor, probably 6. If you can find a full heal and then save somewhere, you're pretty safe. If you fight some awful fight, you can just hit the reset button and not deal with it.
Okay, so I think... Oops. Yeah, I think Leslie's back on 2 going into 3. Sometimes the floors get so confusing. Like...
That seems likely. I missed what the actual room looked like for this boss.
It was the Pink Cloud boss, which I'm pretty sure was 2 going into 3.
Yeah.
But a good save by Leslie to be right outside that hot spring.
Yep, that's always a plus. If you're going to save somewhere, I would make sure either A, your party's like fully healed up, or B, there's a full heal nearby.
Yeah.
You never want to save somewhere with like just one of your kids alive and no way to heal them. That's how you really get yourself in a bind.
Yeah, definitely. One of my favorite spots to save is the Winter's Lab.
Winter's Lab is great. Tend to Village is great too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Leslie gonna take this mole fight for some experience. Andy has a little ghost friend.
Yeah.
And a Buka friend.
Yeah. Yep, the Lam Throne Room. That's probably really the best one.
And that was an extra frumpy mole, so he went down pretty quick. See. Does Leslie remember where the skip was?
I think
I missed.
So far, Leslie doesn't look confused.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me because I have like a set way that I'll search each room so that I'm like never lost.
Okay.
It's interesting for me to see how other runners approach very large rooms like Tucson.
Right. Yeah. I would say like definitely looking for heals, like looking for, a sank heal or even like a hospital if you need it, hotels, etc. And then I would say maybe even looking for like a store, like a good store you can buy some stuff from, and then moving on.
Yep. Tucson's actually not too bad for buying stuff, and Scaraba, the outdoor market's really good too.
Right, exactly, because you automatically have 2 vendors.
Does Leslie have the jar of fly honey, or are we going to see some?
He does! Ooh!
Just a regular skip. I was about to be so proud to see some jank strats to get through this.
I do like that Leslie uses spy. I think that's interesting. I don't see a lot of people use spy. But
it probably has more value than I give it.
Right, I would say especially in this rando.
Stuff where like you're trying to land paralysis, and am I just unlucky with 50%, or is it randomized down to 10 or 0?
Right. And with someone like Belge, we know that freeze is going to take him out, but if he has freeze resistance, you don't want to waste your psychic points on trying to break him down inch by inch. Yeah, Volbia. Okay, so we don't know where Leslie is now. Oh, well, he's in the cave, so he's back on 6?
Those question marks. And those enemies.
So 8.
I guess it really depends on how deep this cave is. My gut kind of says 7-ish.
Okay.
But it could be a really deep 6. It could be a really shallow 8.
Right. Andy having some trouble with some arachnids and getting away.
And there's a news. Okay. maybe it is 6. I take it back.
Well, I say 6 because they're both in the large cave hub, and that's where Leslie came in at. See?
Oh, well, then there we go. Yeah. There we are. We're synced back up.
I like the cave. Well, I mean, it can be cool. Like, depending on when you get it, you can get a lot of really cool items, but sometimes the enemies are just awful. I wonder why the... Oh, saved... oh no.
Yeah, decided to reset. I missed... yeah, I guess we'll see what Andy's approach here is.
Yeah. I mean, they're still pretty early on in the seed, and they've skipped to 6, and I don't know what their gear is looking like, really.
We haven't seen anything too groundbreaking.
Right. Nothing for Pooh so far. No real, like, nice pendants.
Yeah, for those that don't know, things that are nice would be like an earth pendant, kinda resists freeze and flash. That's both good for Gygus. Rain pendant resists freeze completely. Night pendant resists flash completely. Sea and star pendants, those are like the best ones to find. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And consolation prize to the Diadem of Kings, which gives you an itty bitty amount of resistance to freeze and flash.
Yeah, and
but only for Pooh.
To answer Rizu's question, we think that Leslie was on floor 3 with his skip to 6. Oh, and a nice rainy circle heal. With butterflies and sleeping Nesses falling from the sky. We're still not 100% sure this is floor 6. Like, it's like, you can't be sure unless we see something like a hint man.
Right. It's growing in size, which makes me think that it could be 6. Maybe that's why Andy reset. And this is something I kind of struggle with personally. The deeper you get into a cave, the stronger the enemies get, right? Mm-hmm. You can kind of feel out whether you're going forwards or backwards on a floor based on whether the enemies are getting harder or easier, if you're real good at it. I kind of struggle with that, but I notice some runners are better at it than I am.
Yeah, honestly, that thought never even crossed my mind. I'm just always like, keep going through the doors.
Right? But it's real frustrating when you skip onto a floor and you're like, oh, sweet, I got to be on 7. And then you run all the way through it and you get to the wrong side of 7 right. Back into 6.
Yeah. Or it's real cute when you're like, I'm going to go this way. And then you go and you go and you go. And then you are right back to a hub that you've already been to. And you're like, why? Okay, so Andy does have the jar of fly honey as well. However, we know this skip is going to go down to floor 3. But it will still be some experience on Andy's side.
Yep. I don't remember which door it was, but Andy should know it right away because he was on 3. He'll know the music.
Yep. Oh, we got a talisman ribbon. That's always nice. Now, something I see a lot of runners do in this spot is they'll set an exit mouse there, go and explore, and if they get to a point where they're like, ooh, a combat yo-yo, feel like, well, this wasn't the right way, they'll exit mouse back, and then that way you can grab another one immediately.
Yeah, it's a nice little time-saving technique.
Okay, Andy knows that he just went backwards. Now, AND4 is a very good gamer, just a gamer all around. I remember one time I was like, hey, do you want to play Tetris Attack? And he was like, okay, but I'm not very good. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Beat my socks off. Just my socks flew off my feet. I was like, okay, what on earth? So he's just a really good gamer, but I feel like he's a little bit newer to Ancient Cave, whereas Leslie has been playing Ancient Cave for quite a while. So Leslie definitely has a little bit of, like, I would say, experience when it comes to just this randomizer in general. But Andy's still a really, gorilla-like player, so you never know what's going to happen.
His own words, for sure.
That's what he calls himself.
That's a pretty good comparison, though. I'd say this is definitely a competitive race.
Uh-huh. I think they should all be really good races, because you just don't know what's going to happen in Ancient Cave.
That is definitely true.
It's just not nearly as linear as something like Scramble can be, or, of course, the most linear of all, Boogie Percent.
For Azure, I don't know if you've seen Scramble or if you've only seen Ancient Cave. I'm going to assume that you've only seen Ancient Cave. The enemies in Ancient Cave are more or less about the same strength as they are in Vanilla Earthbound. Their stats just get shuffled up or down ever so slightly. So the thing you're looking for when you're like, ooh, are these enemies harder than the other enemies? Was like, in Vanilla, is this enemy harder than the old enemies? Their stats could get shuffled around where one's technically actually harder than the other, but it's overcomplicating things. Just think about where they are in Vanilla.
And I think that's also a good way to be able to tell sort of what level you're on, is looking at the enemies. Like if you walk onto a level and you're seeing a bunch of diamonds and starmen, it could be bad.
Yeah, as soon as you start seeing starmen, that's at least 7. Same kind of gut feeling for items too. I can't place all of them, but
right.
I don't think I've ever seen a sea pendant before 7.
Right.
Yeah. Same with a heavy bazooka is either you're at the door for 8 or you're on 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm. Did you play in the spoiler tourney, Ari?
I don't remember.
That one was fun.
I remember doing a few spoiler races, and my strategy for that was basically just look back from Gygas, look for cool things, and then I'll find some way to get out there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It was interesting to see how people were kind of planning their routes and what they were looking for and things like that. It was a lot of fun.
I haven't played Earthbound at all. Okay, cool. Glad you're here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so Leslie and Andy have both found the Forsyth department store, which has some pretty good stuff. And since they've been fighting quite a bit, they have plenty of money. Well, stick around here long enough, Azure. You'll learn some in-depth knowledge. There's people here who know insane things.
Everything's weak to freeze. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, freeze is OP. Except in Ancient Cave.
Yeah. When things get shuffled, they have freeze resistance, and then suddenly you're like, what does this guy do? I've never seen it. He just dies. I don't know.
My only offense.
It's everything's weak to freeze, except Manly Fish's brother. Don't fight Manly Fish's brother. He's terrifying.
He's really mean. Jabbing you with a spear and... Ugh, gosh. Alright, so it looks like Andy's moving on from the department store. Leslie's still doing a little bit of shopping. Selling some things.
Yeah, it looked like just picking up some skip items, just in case. It never hurts.
Mm-hmm.
One skill that gets used a lot in Ancient Cave, a good one to develop, is recognizing the room that you're in as soon as you walk through the door.
Yes.
I say this because, for example, Andy's in one of the Stonehenge base rooms, and they all look pretty similar. So being able to recognize whether that's the room with the eraser and you're going to take a 2-minute walk to a dead end is really important.
Yep. Absolutely. But I mean, one of our runners, Kelly, I think is Falcon, is their Twitch name. I'm pretty sure he's never played Earthbound Vanilla. So You don't have to have played the vanilla game to play Ancient Cave, but I do think it's going to give you like a pretty good advantage.
It would help, but I don't know. I play free Enterprise, and I've never actually beaten Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, Andy just took a death.
Oh, it's gonna be weird, because he's probably going back to Belch's base.
Aha.
Yeah, because you beat Belch, and that's a plot trigger
Yep.
that sets your respawn to there.
But he did use his mouse at this healing spot, so that's...
That turned out to be an extremely good call.
Yeah. And was this in the mole mines? Oh boy. Okay. These are mean. These enemies. Wow. Have we gone to another level and we missed it?
Going by enemy difficulty, Stonehenge Base seems to be the way to go. I agree. That is exactly what I was talking about.
On how the enemy difficulty ramps up.
Yeah, Leslie's actually in a bit of trouble here, but it might turn out okay.
Yeah, if he can...
This is like right on the cusp of trouble.
Yeah.
It's not trouble yet, but it could be any second.
Oh. If that takes him out... Oh, nice! And he killed the robot, and that saves Paula.
Nice.
Okay, so Andy was able to pick up another exit mouse, which is great. Because you really want to mark, if you're not ready, when you find Gygus, you want to mark right before that, and then go and do whatever you feel like you need to do to prepare for the Gygus fight. And then you can just hop on back.
Ooh, we've got another skip. Ooh, I don't know where that is. But we've got another skip.
This was you. Ooh. Ooh, a hamburger skip.
I missed if that was the double hamburger room, though.
It wasn't.
That could have been a double skip.
It wasn't? No,
okay.
It wasn't. I think it was hamburger and King Banana room.
Oh. Yeah, I usually don't have the King Banana.
Alright, Andy in a bit of the same predicament that Leslie had just found himself in. But he's gonna run away, and he's gonna get out of there. Don't blame him. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, thankfully, mooks are horrible. They are terrible enemies
Diamond
to fight.
eyes.
Just awful.
Just mean.
But they are usually weak to hypnosis, so that's your one saving grace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, we're walking through the slow room.
Ugh. You ever walk through this entire room just to find out it's a dead end?
Oh, you bet.
Oh, Leslie just found...
Okay,
Goopy.
well, Leslie's on 9.
When did Leslie... Oh, he did that hamburger skip to 9.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Charles?
So that's interesting news. Yeah, Leslie's not at all ready for this and is not going to try. Good call. I don't think even in my wildest dreams I would try Gygus without a ton of levels, a ton of HP, or at least one pendant.
Yeah, no pendants. We don't know if we have Sigma. Like, do we have Brain Shock? Sigma and Brain Shock are kind of the like qualifiers for whether your fight's gonna go pretty bad or pretty okay.
Yeah, there's pretty much no way of getting through phase 1 unless you just have like a bajillion items, in which case you're not worried about it at all. Or you have the PSI shield. Or Brain Shock, I guess.
Brain Shock is more, like, in my opinion, important in second and third phase.
Yes, for sure.
So now let's see what Leslie chooses to do. While Andy is feeling funky, fighting Shroom. Oh, and he gets through it. That's going to put Andy on floor 8.
Yep. It's going to be interesting, though, because now Andy will have to
fight Nightmare.
Walk to floor 9 unless he wants to skip backwards.
Yeah.
And yeah, fight Nightmare.
We'll see what he chooses to do. Still plenty
And the other
of time.
half will be, is Leslie going to find anything on floor 9? Because it's not unheard of that floor 9 is just kind of small and doesn't have that many items, and you don't find a pendant on 9.
This is a good song.
Oh yeah!
Is this Mega Man?
This in the game must have been real cool.
Oh, a Diadem of Kings.
Oh, the consolation prize. All right, we have more than literally nothing.
Yeah. Get your dance emotes in chat, everyone!
Yeah, that's a... Mushrooms only get cleared off on a full heal or if you find a healer. There's a full heal. Never mind. Hey, we're good. They also get cleared off if your party member's KO'd, so...
Sorry, I'm just vibing to this song. Ooh, an earth pendant.
This is Wily's castle.
Alright, let's
According to...
thinking a little.
According to old Ari, this is Wily's castle.
Hey, what's up, cool? Oh, and a bracer of kings. Okay, so Pooh's getting fitted out. And Leslie looks like he's taking the fights he can to get some experience, I would imagine.
Yep, looks like testing the waters with Freeze Alpha. It doesn't reflect, and he's very weak to Freeze. This Starman is a great enemy to get XP off
sure. And was Andy just in Onett?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fight the floppy.
I'm not sure whether to say that's unfortunate for Andy or not. Because
Yeah.
one, 'tis a lot of doors to check, but it's also a lot of opportunities for pendants, which both runners still need.
Right. And if I was Leslie, I would run, because anything that has any sort of robo in it, I can't. Because all they do is refill everyone's HP. And it's the most frustrating thing on earth.
You just gotta mirror them, and then you get to refill everyone's HP, and you're the most frustrating thing.
Yeah. It's a good strat if you're doing the Sword of Kings grind.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your HP back. Here we go. Flash betas. Flash betas, for those that don't know, it's like entirely RNG. If you have no flash resistance, it's a 5 in 8 chance of crying, a 1 in 8 chance of feeling strange, a 1 in 8 chance of feeling numb, and a 1 in 8 chance of instantly dying.
Instant death.
It's also why we want flash resistance for Gygus, because one of his like hidden attacks, I think it's actually flash gamma, isn't it?
It's something
either way,
hideous,
it's
yeah.
beta or gamma. Either way, it can instant kill you. So
Yeah. Which is why you're looking for C pendants and star pendants. And at the very least, maybe just one of your kids with a night pendant on, you know, if that's all you have.
yeah, if I have to choose between the rain pendant or the night pendant, I would usually pick the night pendant.
Yeah. Because at least with freeze, you can like maybe menu fast enough to life up whoever, you know?
Yeah, you're allowed to play the game.
Yeah, you're not just automatically dead. Ooh, okay, so looks like floor 9 is actually kind of hefty, which is nice.
Yeah, and
There's an arms dealer right up here. Could have super bombs.
not interested though. That's alright. Or maybe you already checked and I missed it. That could be.
Hey, Ox.
Is it Omega? Even worse. Omega's 3 and 8 chance of instant death.
Oh, pickled! Alright, so Andy has found where Nightmare lives, and it's in the sewers. His nickname is
Fitting.
Pennywise. See how this goes.
Yep.
He's got some good items, so.
Do we have Shield Sigma? That's a little important.
And
I don't know that we have flash resistance, so you can just be told to try again on any turn. So that part's kind of unfortunate, but
True. Okay, some cool strats. Also, Leslie just found a star pendant.
oh, that's a big find.
Yeah, that's a good get.
I think that would be enough for me personally.
Yeah.
Who has a diadem of kings? And Paula is the prayer.
Oh, there's a caterpillar.
Yeah, that would be good enough for me. I would probably find a save because I'm at 45 minutes and I feel like I'd still have a little bit more time.
Oh, wow, multi-bottle rockets on floor 9. If only!
The insult.
Only! Alright, Andy doing pretty good against this fight. This guy's crying a little, but you know, it's... Oh, and a Cloak of Kings. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Respectable.
Save. Oh, wow, floor
There's the
9 is
full.
stacked!
Yeah. Is Andy gonna make it through this? No problem, even without the flash resist?
I mean, he threw up a shield, so... Wait, did the murky statue just life up and max out?
It felt strange, so I'm pretty sure it lifed up like Ness or somebody.
Oh, okay. Alright, Leslie's going for it. Andy
Oh,
is fighting
well.
Nightmare.
This is probably it.
Oh!
Yeah.
Andy's through Nightmare! He cried in the club just a little. It happens. Alright, so...
Leslie's in decent shape. If Gygus is real mean, it could still be bad, but I guess we'll see how tough it turns out to be.
We will, yeah, because we've seen some real nasty pokies, really, you know, is the one that we've been having issues with. Gonna go for the paralysis.
Any kind of hiccup in this fight at all definitely gives Andy a chance.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like an alpha. That's a good start. Betas would have definitely done lethal damage to Pooh.
And he's numb.
That's a great start.
And I don't
No.
think he's freeze resistant.
That's going to be the real question. Yeah, that's normal. All right. Phase 1 should be manageable.
It's really been very close between the two this whole race.
I also appreciate taking the time to life up in between here. Ness probably doesn't have too much he can do, so that's a perfect job for him.
Right, yeah. I don't even know what's... Maybe he has a combat yo-yo or something?
Now the question's going to be, though, if Pokey got randomized to have a lot of extra HP, he may wind up running out of psychic points on Paula. It might be close.
Right.
And it looks like Leslie's getting concerned about it and going for Brain Shock.
Could also be using some magnet here, which is a little bit of a last ditch, you know, and you're like, oh god, I'm running out of psychic points.
If I think the fight's going to be in it for the long haul, I'll just go to Magnet right away, so I don't have to worry about running out.
It's definitely something to consider.
Plus, you still have a whole nother phase after this, so you don't want to wind up in phase 2 with no psychic points on anybody.
Right. If for nothing else than just, yeah, you know, like hitting him with freeze if he's like, you know, vulnerable, or keeping your kids alive.
You know, those PSI items definitely coming in handy.
Yeah, Andy picked up a ton of DX bottles.
Alright.
Alright, this is into phase 2. A nice little Rust Promoter Deluxe for ya. No one ever wants. I think I tried to use it one time and it was like, it didn't work! And I was like, of course it didn't. Why would it ever work?
Right. I think it's a luck check. It compares against the enemy's luck, in addition to whether or not they're actually made of metal. So,
right.
Good luck. Oh, those are some cruel thunders.
Alright, so freeze is doing its job. Andy is now in 3'd. Oh, nice little room here. And a star pendant. Let's go. So there were 2 star pendants on this floor? Good grief.
Oh, unless Andy had that earth pendant. Andy was actually in okay shape for Gygus if he could find him.
Andy does have a sea pendant as well.
Yeah, now he's completely set.
Yeah.
This is another part that I struggle with personally, but when you have all the stuff you need to stop checking presents afterward,
yeah.
I love. Oh no, there's a thing there. I
get greedy too. And then sometimes I turn into a hoarder, and I'm just like, well, I could eventually sell this, and I just like keep everything in my inventory.
What if I need KC Bat strats later? I can't get rid of this.
Said no one ever, Ori. Come on. Although it has saved my bacon a couple of times. Leslie is in phase 3. But those lightnings are main.
And this is not this is not free.
Yeah, this is not guaranteed at all. I think Pooh has enough psychic points to cast Brain Shock.
Yep, that's an option, and it's what I would do.
Yeah,
yep.
for sure. Andy is on the way. Hustling, hustling, hustling.
But this gets scary. Ness has no flash resistance, so he could just be dead at any time, and then you're out of healing.
Right.
So that's why this is still scary.
It is definitely still very scary. You can only hope that Brain Shock does its job. Andy feverishly searching for Gygas now in Foreside. Looking for super bombs, I would imagine. Oh, or a big league bat. Nice.
He's got that big league bat.
He's got it.
I missed that. Did the game just supposed to play more Earthbound? Oh,
Please,
no. It was Captain Strong's I finished Earthbound.
I can't handle any more Earthbound.
Yeah, Leslie. No comment.
I don't know. I'm like tensed up with this music on the other side and Leslie in this situation. Like, it's a lot.
Yep. You never really get over it once you're the victim of you're on prayer night and it doesn't go off. No, there's nothing to do but pray.
Oh, it's solidify now! Andy fighting some little electric men. A rancid skeleton. Oh, God. Leslie probably just holding his breath. Bated breath to finish this out. And that'll do it.
All right.
GG. GG, Leslie!
Nice. Yeah, I was worried about the flash kill on Ness. I was worried about literally anything hitting Pooh.
I mean,
it's just Paula taking lightning strikes. It is totally
exactly
within the realm of reason.
Yeah, I was like, if 2 lightning strikes go off, like... But he made it through. You know he had to have been holding his breath on that.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of was.
Yeah, it's like my shoulders are like my ears right now. Like, oh, God. I had a quali that was like that. I only had Jeff left, and it was just like, oh, God, please.
That's the worst.
I was just like, oh, my God, if I don't get through this. Because it's Earthbound. Anything can happen. We'll see what Andy chooses to do, if he's going to finish out the seed.
The heavy bazooka insult. Andy is pretty close if he does want to finish it out.
Yeah, I asked him in the race room.
Andy set up really well, so
absolutely.
I think he would have. It is far more likely that nothing goes wrong.
I will be right back.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I don't remember is exactly which door Gygas was. I just glanced over and saw the room and was like, oh, here we are. It's a very distinctive room, and when you're looking for it, your stomach kind of drops once you find it. Oh, there it is. The Diamond Eyes. The Star Pendant does make you immune to Diamond Eyes, but only the Star Pendant, or a Crystal Charm. Oh, this is nasty. Brain Shock Omega takes forever. This is trouble. Yeah, I think Andy's done.
Okay.
Leslie, welcome in. Congratulations.
Leslie, GG's.
Thanks. Wow. That skip on the hamburger skip that I took, I'm not sure what floor I was, but that just, I needed to see where I was off that skip, and suddenly I step into Gygas's room, and my mind shifts to, okay,
Yeah.
mark it, work your way back, be sure to save at that phone you pass, work your way back until you get a pendant, and then hopefully there's a phone or full heal nearby.
Yeah.
I found the full heal, but not the phone, but I felt like I needed to just keep going.
Yeah, floor 9 was stacked for sure. And I think you were on floor 7, and I think that's what went to 9, right? Ori, do you remember?
It was 6 or 7 to
Yeah.
9.
Seems about right.
25 or 6
where
to
the
4.
skips were.
How were you feeling during that Gygas fight towards the very end? We were all holding our breath.
I was on one kid and one pendant towards the end, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, do not do this again, Gygas. Do not do this again.
Yeah. Well, very well played, Leslie. Congratulations.
Thanks. So that was floor 7 I was on, which was red soil, also known as Lower Meridia.
Yeah.
I've played some Super Metroid in my time,
Little
so
bit,
I
little
know that detail.
Oh no, we missed yes. We missed yes.ebm. Go back.
I want to hear the Christmas song again. Any other comments on the seed? Leslie, did you feel like it was relatively kind, or?
Well, wasn't so kind when I died on floor 3, but thankfully where I had last saved was close to a full heal, so it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened, all things considered.
Yeah, yeah.
I was very worried about Gygas, just because so far in the tournament we've seen pretty nasty Gygas fights,
Yeah.
but that one was not too bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that wasn't too bad, and I wasn't pulling any punches on that particular fight because I've seen the shenanigans that have happened so far with the freeze resists and whatnot, so I did that brain shock for some extra damage.
Yeah, I think it's not bad. It's also a kind of a decent way to save psychic points too. You don't have to refresh your shield sigma as often.
Yeah, that's true. Even though that last refresh of Sealed Sigma was just pure creature of habit muscle memory. And I swear, it felt like my fingers were just flying through the menus at the end there.
You were menuing real fast, yeah. It was zoom zoom.
If I can dial in and focus like that at any given time in a race, I feel like I could be as good as just about anybody in the field.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that's where I got hung up for a bit.
The strat that I used if they have freeze and fire resist was a snake.
Yeah,
From the snake bag.
Viper
Poison does
traps.
20 damage around. It works.
Yeah, 35 turns, that's about 100 damage. That adds up.
Don't knock the snake strats, okay? I'm a big fan of them myself.
Yeah, because when the poison hits, works out pretty well.
The real hero.
But yeah, for sure. If you have super bombs, I think that's the go-to strat on literally anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. The thing is, I never found a super bomb vendor, and of course I find a multi-bottle rocket vendor on floor 9.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Without Jeff, because the game knows.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Andy gonna pass up on that diadem? Okay.
He's got everything he needs. He really does just need to find Gygas.
Yeah.
And he's close. I can say that right now.
Or if you do find super bombs, they're on like floor 1 or floor 2 or something. You don't have any money.
Yep.
Yeah, and good luck trying to remember how to get back there.
I would say that's one of the main differences between Scramble and Ancient Cave is that, like, with Scramble, you can kind of tell, like, you know, you're in an area that's pretty deep in logic by the stores and what they're selling, versus an Ancient Cave, like, that doesn't really happen. Like, it might, but it's like they're pretty random. Like, you could find a store on floor 9 selling, like, a T-ball bat or something.
Or a
Yeah.
cracked bat, for that matter.
Let's see, is this it?
I think he's getting close.
Yes, he is. I remember this part of the route. Yeah, thankfully these are short rooms to go
There it
through,
is.
so there was no hesitation. Up there he is.
Everyone always asks, where's Jeff? Nobody asks, how's Jeff?
Where, Jeff? Where?
Where's Skip?
Oh, we've there. I just got
Good meme, Andy.
good man. I just got insanely lucky with the last one that I took because it brought me right because that
Yeah, that burger skip you
'Cause
skipped
that
over
la-
Nightmare.
yeah that would have been an awful fight, and I'm very fortunate to have skipped that.
Andy took care of it, like, fairly easily. It wasn't too bad. He
But
brain
you never
shocked
know.
him.
Flash is just too nasty.
It's true.
And quite random as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a flash beta take out 2 kids early when I was in the mole cave.
Yeah.
Somewhere I have a glitchless speedrun of fighting Kraken. And I think I had Night Pendant on Ness, and Jeff, Paula, and Pooh all instantly died.
Ugh.
Yeah, for whenever I've had Kraken, I've had a character with Flame Pendant only be the one to survive. I see you found a large pizza. It's gonna come into play here.
Is that true? Is this your first win,
Is this
Leslie?
your first E EBSS win, Les?
It actually is, believe it or not. So that's why
Congratulations!
Yeah, nice.
Oh my gosh!
Thank. It's been a time coming with some rather chaotic and epic seeds mixed in there, but I'm happy to get it, and well, whatever happens next is gonna be a nice bonus, I feel, but the work is not over yet.
It's not. Good job. It's always a good feeling.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
I mean,
Because I've had some epic races against a couple of years in a row where I've raced Raiko in the lower bracket with a couple of really good races. Wait, he found a bag of Dragonite?
Best
Wonder where he
item in the
found
game.
I wonder where he found that.
It has the word dragon in it.
You turn into a dragon and breathe fire. It's perfect.
Pretty dope. But I mean, you know, we do all this for fun, and it's all in like good humor. But it is nice to win. You know, it does feel good. You know. But if you lose, don't take it too hard. It's just a game.
Yeah, for sure. This is one where I truly can have fun with.
Yeah.
Other games, why do you think I took a break from A Link to the Past rando? Just saying.
I mean, there's so many people competing in that category. It's like, oof, how do I get better? And you should be taking care of him pretty soon.
Yeah, this is a little bit more cruel.
Unfortunately, shields are down.
Phase 2 Googie was he wasn't weak to freeze, but he didn't resist it. I think it was like vanilla resistance.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
doing like hella damage, but it wasn't like doing nothing.
Yeah, and also I had the backup of secret herbs just in case. That really served me well.
Big fan of that. If you go to Happy Happy and there's secret herbs at the stand, I will happily steal a whole inventory of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Or if you get to the banana stand early and they have like something that's worth a lot of money, I'll steal a bunch of those and sell them.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good strat too. Coins of silence or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the coins are always good for that strategy. Because you never know when the money's going to come into play in a seed.
Right. And you could be like finding something amazing and then you just cannot find an ATM anywhere.
Yeah, I was fortunate that after I had gone down to just Nest, I walked into Forsyth Department Store and there were Horns of Life for sale so I could get the party back up and on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I got the hamburgers for that skip because I felt as though, you know what? Lights are on the tournament stage. Let's just go for it.
And there was not, if there was a Franklin badge in this seed, no one found it.
Has anyone found one like this entire time?
Uh,
Any of the seeding seeds?
I think there was no, maybe one.
Yeah, I think that was in your race yesterday.
Yeah.
318 Dragonite. That's a low roll if Gygus is yeah, that's the weird spot. It's a low roll if Gygus kind of resists fire. It's a high roll if Gygus really resists fire. But he's not completely immune. So I think Dragonite base damage goes all the way up to 1,000.
Andy doing well in this fight though, getting into the third phase.
That he is.
Jing Janglers? What?
That is from How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay.
Blast you, who's?
If I'm correct, Brain Shock doesn't work until he becomes unstable. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
he got
works.
lucky with his turn ordering
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it works, but it's like that counts. It's like phase, like I'll call it 1.9.
Right. Yeah.
So as soon as it goes to the next thing, it goes away again.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's absolutely correct. 55 is a very good time, but even a 115 is still a pretty good time.
Absolutely.
These are both
Absolutely.
competitive times.
I remember the days when I couldn't even finish a seed, so like.
Yeah. That was me just playing this in my own time, just trying to beat a seed of my own, but I'd hit a wall or or my brain capacity at the time would just go.
Yeah, early on, it's easy to get frustrated when you have a Gygus that resists everything. You're like, all right, this isn't fun anymore. But it's important to learn how to deal with those kind of situations.
Happy ancient
Yeah.
cave, everybody!
Indeed.
It's so ancient. It's so cavey.
It's definitely a maze, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Giveth and taketh. Mainly.
Oh, it really
taketh.
does. I had a seed like that in practice.
Yeah.
No, not just practice, but qualifiers too. Second qual specifically.
I don't want to talk about my seating. I did my own. I did my own self dirty with that.
Yeah, my first two were the D-Rust seeds.
My seed one was the complete butt seed.
Oh,
seed
butt, total
three was just butt. And that's time. GG's.
Let's go, Andy! GG!
Yeah, I found a skip on 7. That was the big difference in the route. Wondering if that death in Moonside might have actually saved my bacon here. Because where I went to Mole Cave, that was a different part of 7.
Here comes the Andy.
Where are the skips at, man?
GG, Andy. Yeah, I had
GG.
the same thing for the first two floors. Couldn't find a skip, but I routed the floors pretty darn well, all things considered. Then I found a skip from 3 to 7. Took a death that took me late into 2, but that's a full heal near there, so nothing too terrible there. I take it you didn't find the skip on 7?
Nope. Found only violence.
You found it backwards, though. You went into it, and
Yeah.
it was the hamburger and banana skip.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, good job on finishing.
Yeah, I just can't find skips. It's just how it be.
Well, they were kind of scarce in this seed toward the beginning, really. And that's,
Well-
y'all got to that big floor 3, and that's where they started kind of showing up.
I didn't really expect to do well in this tournament anyway. I mean, I know it's double elimination. my seed is a farce. My seeding, rather.
Well, I mean, 113 is still a great time, so be proud of yourself for that.
Yeah, that's a very good time, and there are days where that time will win. I've seen it happen.
Cave too hard.
Cave be hard
Cave
sometimes.
too hard.
All right, well.
Where Jeff? Where Jeff?
Yeah. I was trying to find the bracket, but all right, okay, go on. I was trying to find the bracket, but I
had
couldn't
burgers
find
for
it.
that hamburger skip if I did find the skip, but alas, you don't find them. Instead you fight Shroom and you fight Ness's Nightmare.
You did well on that nightmare fight, though. So.
I beat them down big time. That wasn't
Yeah.
a problem. The problem was, it took forever.
Right.
Yeah, that can definitely be a problem. I will ask this, Andy. Did you ever see the Forsyth department store?
Yes, and I died. It was like a skip at the very bottom of the thing. I only went to the 3rd floor before dying to something. I don't remember what. And instead of going through there, I went the opposite direction, the fork in the road in the Mole Cave, and that took me to the boss.
Trying to figure out. I'm guessing that boss must have been near Moonside.
I'm trying to think. It was. I vividly remember the Forsyth departments were getting there from the Mole Cave, going down 2 floors, getting killed by something. I don't remember what. But I got wrecked, and then instead of going that way, I did not. I went the opposite direction. So I guess I should have kept pursuing that.
Yeah, because that was where I found the hamburger skip, which dropped off a few rooms from Gygas. But I still had to go back and do all the prep, and finding just a star pendant at that point, I was gone.
I had 3 star pendants.
Yeah. Floor,
I found everything.
Floor 9 was pretty stacked. Sometimes it can just be a real short floor with nothing on it, but it was.
It wasn't short for me because
yeah.
I came the long way.
Well, Leslie backtracked. Any final words to say, you guys?
This game is hard.
All right, Andy says the game is hard. Well, Leslie,
It is
congrats on
hard.
your first win. Congratulations, Andy and Leslie, both of y'all. Great job. The next race is actually coming up in just a couple of hours. That's going to be 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be Satake versus Andy Perfect. Definitely check that out. It's going to be a good one. Andy, Leslie, thank you for racing. Ari, thank you for joining me in comms. And we'll see y'all in a couple of hours. Have a good one, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
TJ's looking forward to doing it again real soon.